Stardom 101. Stardom 101. Stardom 101.
Stardom 101.
It's the Stardom 101 magazine podcast. Shining light on today's tastemakers
and innovators.
Keep it with your host, Christopher Boykin.
It's the Stardom 101 magazine podcast.
Oh, yes, it's Stardom 101 magazine podcast here back on iHeartRadio. Thank you guys once again for tapping into the platform. You guys know what we do. We spotlight independent creators, entrepreneurs, artists making major moves on their own terms. Today, I'm joined by an independent recording artist himself. He goes by the name of CREEPS. And he's in the building. He's currently promoting his music that's streaming on Spotify and other major platforms. Wow. Check this out. Also working on his second album as well. What's up, Chris? How you feeling, bro?
Good, man. Hey, thank you for giving me this opportunity, man. I really appreciate it, man.
Yeah, absolutely, brother. If we want to start from the beginning, just kind of warm up a little bit. For people just discovering you for the first time, like, who is Chris beyond the music? Who are you? What have you been doing, pretty much? How did you get to this point? Just kind of give us a little summary, then we go straight into the promo.
Okay. Well, I started out kind of like doing freestyling in jail. So like I started out in there, right? But I got my first start actually in boot camp when I was 17.
Wow.
So when I was in boot camp at 17, I really kind of just started getting a pen and a pad and kind of just giving it a go and seeing where I could go from there. And over time, I had a son at a young age, or at the age of 20. So I became a father. So it became something where I just became a provider and trying to provide for my son and whatnot, and provide for my girlfriend, the one that I had at the time, and just trying to keep myself leveled out. But as time progressed, I noticed like when I would get like, say, put in a position where I was incarcerated or something like that, I always came back to getting a pen and pad and just kind of giving myself time right there. And I started to notice that other people were noticing me, and they were like, hey, you know what? You're pretty good at that, man. You should keep that going. You should try that. And I would always tell myself, should I? And I felt I wasn't ready. At a younger age, because I was like, my priorities were like my son, my girlfriend, trying to provide for them, and it was like, and trying to keep a steady job. So I told myself, hey, I think that would be cool. I'll put a pin in it, and we'll come back to this. But as I got older, I started to tell myself, you know what? I went through a lot of things at a young age. At least out here in the Central Coast of Monterey County, it's like I found myself in a lot of predicaments, dealing with gangs and whatnot, and then kind of being out there in the streets, and I started noticing a lot of things that kind of like made a lot of sense, man. Like I wanted to kind of live it out a while before I started repping something or started saying some things over the microphone. I wanted it to mean more from the path that I was walking. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So when I started doing that, I started noticing, you know what, maybe I could start this later in life. And then I started in 2022, where I started making beats. And it happened all of a sudden, where I just told myself one night, I was looking at a commercial and an ad. I was listening to Spotify, and I told myself, BandLab came out, BandLab app, and I clicked on it. And from there, I just fell in love with making beats. I started selling beats. I started kind of like going from like platform to platform. I started on BandLab, and then from there, I kind of put myself on Reverb Nation. I started with different applications and seeing how other people were like noticing, or if they liked it, or if I was getting likes. And I started noticing I'm getting likes. I'm noticing that people are starting to tell me, hey, you have any beats for sale? And I'm like, yeah, I got you. And I was selling them for like I was selling them for like $50 a pop. But I told myself this: I'm gonna stay humble in my lane. I'm just gonna keep going. I don't know where this is gonna lead to. You know what I mean? I really didn't. I was more just like, yeah, man. I was just trying this out, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna keep rolling with this. So then I started getting some lyrics together, and I started really just kind of focusing on that part of producing it. And I started making my own beats with it, but I started producing my own tracks with it too. So over, I want to say 3-4 years.
3-4 years
so far. Yeah.
Wow. Tell me about this first album that's available on Spotify. What can listeners kind of expect when they press play on this album?
You could Man, that first album, I told myself this. It was in 2022, right? So 2022 to 2023, I told myself, let's just see where we go with it. But the content that I put in it was I wanted to be very like specific, like on
Okay.
certain subjects,
Mhm.
certain subjects. But I wanted to give like this impression of like, okay, this is what it is, like
Mhm.
hard stuff. You know what I mean? Like I grew up listening to Pac and Dre and
Mhm.
Game, just to name a few. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, yeah.
it's like Tech Nine, people like that. They inspired me to kind of give this back too. You know what I mean? So then I
Mhm.
told myself, why don't I do that too? So then with my first album, I really try to give that. It's like a lot about like bud or if you
Mhm.
slanging out there or
Mhm.
like if you know what I mean, if you out there in the streets doing things like that too, you might relate to the stuff that I'm saying in these tracks. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? And go through betrayal or people backstab the same, you know what I mean? The same thing where
Yeah. Real life
you
stuff.
see
Yeah.
yeah, you see a lot of stuff like that. It happens in every part of the world, man. So you
Mhm.
gotta put yourself in those eyes of be like, hey, like I'm pretty sure you will feel me on these tracks. You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
I told myself the most, I hope it hits. And
And
hey,
it
so
did.
far,
Like I said, it did.
yeah.
Now you're currently
And I
working
told
on
myself,
your second album as well. Now,
yeah.
how is this project different from the first one? I want to talk about the second one now. How is it different from the first one?
Um,
Mhm.
let's see. The second one, man, it's more like I named it California Raised.
Okay.
On the first one, I just put an intro. I threw an
Mm.
intro because this is an introduction. I'm giving an introduction to me, but I'm also giving an introduction to the things I've been through. But
I see.
the second album, I wanted to give more back. Let's see, like a little bit to like the 49ers. I wanted to give some to like California. I wanted
Mhm.
to throw like some like betrayal and like a lot of that was like that happened in my life, man. Like
Mhm.
a lot of
Mhm.
friends that I used to call friends ain't friends no more.
Ain't
Or a
friends. So
lot
yeah,
of them
life
that
is lifing.
yeah, man, you
Yeah,
know
I
how
see.
that goes, man.
I know. I
People
know.
that used to be friends with you, now you see them as foes, and it's like,
Yeah.
the
Sometimes, Chris, sometimes people, you grow apart too. You know what I mean? Like the
yeah,
life, and that could be just an
yeah,
intricate part of life in itself. It's not necessary, hey, you went to different things, the maturity of the human. Some people are stuck
yeah,
mentally
yeah.
where they at, but you chose a different route and a different path. And you're trying to evolve, and that's exactly what you're doing.
Yes, sir, exactly. And
Yeah,
I
that's
just
what's
told
up.
myself the most, man. Just keep going with it and just keep,
And just
you know
keep
what I
doing
mean?
it. That's what's up,
Yeah,
man.
heck
What do
yeah.
you want your listeners to feel or take away from your new music that's out right now, man? Talk about the feeling, the vibe. We just spoke about, your maturity, where you are as a man right now. You definitely make transparent music. It's very authentic.
Yeah,
What do you want your
yeah.
audience and your listeners to know now or take away from the music that's out right now?
Um, I wanted to see the involvement
I
from
see.
a couple years,
Hmm.
the involvement from a couple years from where I was, using weed and smoking bud, but I don't do none of that no more. I'm keeping myself
Wow.
clean now. I
Congratulations,
told
man. That's
myself, and
dope,
I
brother.
told hey, thank you, because you know
Hmm.
what? That was a hard journey itself,
Yeah, there you go.
and it's not that easy, man, to just be like, okay, I'm not gonna do that no more. I'm not
Cold,
gonna do this no
cold
more.
turkey,
Like,
huh?
hey, exactly. I had to do it. I had to
Yeah.
do it, but I told myself the most that's the better part of me. Because when
Mm.
you're in jail, you don't have all that stuff. You don't have all them
Wow.
drugs. You don't have nothing. You know what I mean? They're there, but that's
Mhm.
if you want it. You
That's
know what
if
I mean?
if
And
you're looking
I,
for it,
I,
yeah.
I always chose to stay away from all that shit in there too. And I always told
Mhm.
myself the most just see where my mind goes with things. So I always found
Mm.
myself at a pen and a pad, just right there writing stuff. So then with the second album. I just really wanted to be like the beats are evolved
I
from the
see.
first album. You know what I
I
mean?
see.
The beats are evolved. The lyrics are a little bit more stronger content, but it's more of impactful. I'm trying to get that impact. You know what I mean? And people be
Mm.
like, damn, like I hear that. I feel that.
I see.
That energy. You know what I mean? I'm
Mm.
looking for that. I'm trying to get that energy on that tip. You know what I mean? Where it's like, hey, this guy got it. Like, you know what I mean?
It's
I'm trying to
under
go bar
at
for
that
bar. You know what I
at
mean?
that point, it's undeniable.
Yeah,
I
I'm just
see.
trying my best, man. What I'm trying to do with this, I mean, so I could give back and be like, I could look back in this, couple 10 years from now,
Yeah.
whatnot, and be like, hey, look at, I tried it, I did it, and
Uh,
I didn't procrastinate. I didn't sit there and tell myself the most, oh, I can't do this.
yeah.
Maybe I should wait later in life. Like I didn't want to sound like that now. I told myself, no, it's now. Time is now. You know what
Time
I
is
mean?
now.
We're not always promised tomorrow. None of us are promised tomorrow. At the same
There you go.
time, I looked at a lot of my closest friends that
Mhm.
were passed or their lives were taken from them instantly from one day to the next. And I'm
My
like,
goodness.
man, you know what I mean? It's to the point where it's like a lot of good friends of mine that were around, man, to this day, they're not around no more. You know what I mean? So
I
what
see.
it tells me is my time is now. I got to do this now. If
Mm.
not, ain't nobody gonna do it for me. You know what I mean? I just gotta find these outlets. I gotta find these resources. At the same time, I gotta create them. You know what I mean? So I
You
just
got
told
any,
myself keep rolling with it. You know?
yeah, man, do you got any, events coming up? Are you big on trying to do some showcases, some events, some appearances, anything to kinda promote the new project that's coming out? Are you big on getting in front of your fans and, kinda engaging with them that way as well?
I haven't even started with that, man. It's
Mhm,
more something like as in live events, anything like that. Like I went through in 2023 where I was trying to find a manager, right?
mhm.
And long story short, this guy put me in the hole for a couple thousand, and I thought he was gonna send me to these events or book them for me or just help me in general. But no, man, he got me in debt to the point where
Oh,
like I had to
man.
start paying off a lot of things. And I found him on Instagram, man. So I was trying to look at it like, okay, there's an outlet, let's try it. Right.
Yeah,
So
I
so
see.
I was giving it the benefit of the doubt, but nah, man, like it became something where now since then I've been doing all this by myself and
Mhm,
you know what
okay,
I mean? It's more something like yeah, it's kinda hard for me right now to find out events to do, but
okay.
it's more something right now, I just gotta focus on these albums and see where we go from there, like, I don't have a manager or anything, so I just self-managing myself as we go, so
100% independent, huh?
yeah, I
That's
told
a
myself,
beautiful
"Well, the
thing,
indie
brother.
artist, let's keep going as an indie artist, maybe that's the best,
Hey,
outlet for us right now."
you're
Because
right, you're right.
with going through that, it tells you, like, "Okay, maybe my trust can't be out there so much yet.
Yeah,
Maybe we'll come back
exactly.
to this later, but at the same time, we will not put a wall. At
There
the
you
same
go.
time, we're just gonna focus on our what we gotta focus on, and we'll just, we'll
There
come
you
back to
go.
it. Hopefully
That's what's
hopefully we
up.
find the right person, I told myself, "Come on."
That's what's
So,
up,
hey,
man. That's
Yeah,
what's up,
yeah,
man.
thank you, man.
What advice would you give someone signing off, man? What advice would you give someone who, who's probably afraid to put out their music, who's probably don't have the courage that you have? What kind of inspiration and what advice you can give to the youngin coming up that really has something that's went through some stuff, some adversity like yourself, and you can kind of just,
Yeah.
speak some words of encouragement to them. What would you say to them, brother?
I think the best thing I would tell them, man, is listen to your gut feelings. Listen to your
Mm,
heart. Listen to
hmm
your mind. If all those three things tell you the same thing, or even the people around you, a lot of times, if you ask advice from other people, they might not tell you what you want to hear. But
mm,
a lot of times, if they tell you the right thing, maybe certain things will click out the right
mm,
way, but always go with your gut feeling, man. Like if you feel you want to try this, but you feel that if you tell your friends and oh, they're gonna start laughing at you, then it's something where you gotta focus on what you want for you, man. You know what I
mm.
mean?
That's a perfect segment, man. What's the best way for people to follow you on social media, stay in contact with you if they want to do collabs, they want to book you, brother, they want to do some hooks and some stuff with you? What is the best way for them to partner
Um,
with you and get in contact with you on your social medias, or how can they get in your network?
Man, that's a good question. I'll think may, maybe Facebook and
Okay.
not Instagram as much because that last time, but maybe if I always got to like look at the profile and reach out, but I would say my social media profiles
Okay.
at the same time they could leave comments on Spotify if they want if it's possible. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
They could send me follows there, and then I'll send them follows back, and you know what I mean. A lot of times too is the Gmail. That
Yeah.
that helps
There
out
you
a
go.
lot too.
Hmm.
You
Look,
know,
hit
so
me up direct.
yeah, yeah, direct as heck, you know what I mean?
There you
Because when
go.
it comes down to it, it's kind of the best thing, sometimes.
Look, especially in these times, Chris, you got all this scamming and stuff going around, man.
Yeah, that's man,
Hey,
I
bro,
was
it's
telling
crazy out here.
yeah, I was like, "Man," I'm like, "I can't believe that happened to me." I thought I had a manager already set,
Yeah,
and then that
seriously,
happened to
brother.
me, I said, "Man," and I was
Uh,
like, "This ain't no joke." I'm like,
no,
all right, I just gotta be careful then and
there you
just"
go.
you know what I mean?
a learning lesson, a tough lesson, and costly.
Yeah.
But you got the wisdom now.
Yeah, heck yeah, man. I told myself, hey, we learned real quick on that one. I was like, geez.
Well, there you go, man. Well, thank you, Chris, for joining us on the Starter 101 podcast, man. I appreciate it, man. It's been an absolutely pleasure chopping it up with you. Make sure y'all check out his music. Follow him on his social media and Facebook in specific. If you want to do business, if you want to partner with him, if you want to collab, you got to reach him out directly. Contact him directly. Email. Once again, he got this new music coming out. Check out his old catalog as well. This new album is coming out. My brother's on the rise to stardom. He's doing some major things. Chris, thank you once again, brother, for joining us today.
Hey, thank you. And I appreciate you guys, man. You guys stay well and stay humble, man. Much love, man.
There you go. Starter 101 Magazine podcast. We see you guys next week. Same place, different episodes. You guys behave, be good, stay blessed. Peace.
Are you on the rise to stardom? Well, get featured in the next issue of Stardom 101 magazine and promote your business or products today. Text MAG to 804-550-8647 or visit stardom101mag.net.
You're listening to the Stardom 101 Magazine podcast with Christopher Boykin. Be sure to subscribe and download this episode, and continue to listen to Stardom on iHeartRadio or wherever you get your podcasts.